Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a 47th President of the United States, and some gaming news that I think you guys will all love to hear. Plus, the guys will be making their game day picks and answering your questions just as we do every week. All of this and more right after this.
Chance Watkins Show.
Featuring Isaiah Mitchell, joined always by Gage Thompson.
Please like and subscribe, as we will be posting weekly podcasts of us being done more than likely. P.S. The views expressed by us might not be the views expressed by our peers or the summit. The show is meant to be comedic, so please do not cancel.
Welcome back to the Chance Watkins Show featuring Isaiah Mitchell for our second official episode for the show. We are joined by our favorite guest, Gage Thompson. Here.
Yo, it's good.
And we also have MJ Patton, the leading soccer scorer for the state of West Virginia, who carried the team to a W in the championship game. But like Chance said in the introduction, we do now have a 47th President of the United States, and his name is Donald Trump. So we're going to be talking about that for the first topic here today.
All right. Well, to start it off, it was a lot more of a landslide than I think people anticipated.
For sure.
Everyone thought it was going to be way closer. Betting odds had Trump all the way, but I don't think anyone expected this. And now Donald Trump is returning to office with J.D. Vance by his side. Gage, what's your thoughts on Donald Trump pretty much dominating this election?
Well, straight off the top, everybody thought it was going to be super, super close. It wasn't super close, but I still believe that there was way too many votes on the other side than there should have been. I have three main things that I wanted to say about it. And the first thing is that this is a pivotal point in history. I mean, this will be done in history.
Sure.
He's the second president to do this.
Grover Cleveland is the first.
That's right. Yeah, he's the second president to do this. So, I think this is definitely a historic moment. I think it'll definitely be something that won't be remembered. That will be remembered. I think Donald Trump. I think he's super vital because he likes putting America first. He has a commitment to strengthening our economy and securing our borders, and I think these things are very big. As a president, I think these three things are probably some of the most important things that you can do as a president. But with Donald Trump in office, we definitely have the opportunity to build a brighter future and restore our nation back to what it once was, and that was great. So
I agree. And all of Tuesday night, I was watching Fox News with my parents. And for one of their segments, they had a couple ladies interviewing voters there in their studio. And one of them that they talked to in 2020 had voted for Joe Biden, but she this year voted for Trump because what she had in her mindset, she was like, who do I think is going to do the best for our economy and do best for the Americans? And she said, overall things were less expensive during Trump's 4 years than they were this past 3.5. And I do think that is a big thing that drove Trump to win this election. Obviously, we saw the blue wall go down. They still got Minnesota, but Trump did very well in the northern states, Michigan, Wisconsin, and it was pretty close in Minnesota, I would say. And but the big ones that Trump won was Georgia. That was really close, and Trump did a lot better than he had the previous election with black males. That's a lot of what I heard during the election in Georgia, and that was one of the pivotal things that got him those electoral votes and secured the election for him. What do you think, Chance?
Well, I'm going to flip it over to MJ because, me, Isaiah, and Gage got to vote in this election. MJ, you did not because you're still 17 years old.
Yeah.
But what was your kind of opinion on everything that went down? Because you watched it.
I did watch it, and I'm not too knowledgeable about election or politics. First of all, I'd like to shout out Bill Hemmer on Fox News for absolutely carrying my knowledge. Basically knew every single county in America. Greatly helped me.
I knew you were going to bring him on.
that
We were talking about that before the show.
He went crazy on that map.
It was super impressive on that map. He just knew basically every county in America, and it helped me a lot. Like Gage said, I think Trump was the best candidate, and I'm glad he won. Did fairly well his first term. Of course, we all have. Everybody has their faults. He's gonna mess up a couple times. but I think he's the best candidate for the country. And I'm praying for him and the rest of our country. And even though he is in office, he is the runner of our country, God is still in control over all things, and we still got to trust him.
Yeah, for sure.
Very smart.
So reflect back on our first episode of our podcast, and I know you listened to it.
Yeah.
Whenever we talked to Ms. Huffman about voting, we asked her for advice or whatnot, or if she thought that we should, or like, you know, her opinion and all that. What's your opinion? Do you think that whenever you turn of age, do you think you'll be voting, or?
Yes, I will be voting, definitely. Voting is super important, although me, you, Chance, we live in America. I mean, we live in West Virginia.
We do
all
live in America, yes.
We all live in America, but me, Gage, and Chance specifically live in West Virginia, and it was such a blowout, really. I mean, sometimes it can feel unnecessary. I heard you guys ask Ms. Huffman about that. But I believe everybody should vote if they're able to. It's good for the country, and even if it feels unnecessary, like your state's just gonna win anyway, I believe we all should do it.
I agree.
I'll definitely be voting whenever I'm 18.
That's good.
Well, to start wrapping this up, I guess I'll give my opinion. I think the biggest win for Donald Trump was Pennsylvania. Going into it, did not expect it. I mean, you had Pittsburgh, you had Philly.
Yeah.
It showed the rural areas could beat the cities, and that's, I think, what helped them too, was not just the city vote dominated every state. And yeah, I was actually really thrilled when I woke up. I anticipated that was how it was going to end.
When you woke up, I stayed up all night watching that.
Yeah,
so did I.
Yeah.
more power to you. You didn't go to school.
Yeah,
that's why the
I was
episode
sick.
is late, by the way. Isaiah didn't want to show up to school.
I was sick.
That's also why I was tired the next day.
All right. But, I mean, Isaiah, I do have a question for you. Obviously, Virginia did go blue.
Yeah. Well.
Were you a reason for this?
No, I will tell you right now, there was no way I was gonna vote for Kamala.
Yeah.
But like if you were watching it Tuesday night, it was pretty close in Virginia up until the end when Kamala started pulling ahead, which was kind of surprising that it was that close because Virginia is one that you would expect to not even be close. But
And that's the bell, but we're going to stay here because we have nothing else to do but this podcast. But one more thing I want to discuss. Gage, I know you saw this. I kind of had fun with the voting for the first time, and there was one category that had nobody run for it. It was surveyor.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you just wrote in a name. I decided to write in a name just to have some fun. So shout out my Uncle Clayton. I hope you're the surveyor of this. I don't even know what the surveyor is. It's county or state. But either way, I thought that was fun.
Yeah,
I really
it was-
enjoyed the election.
Yes,
and
I definitely wasn't expecting going in. I was like definitely expecting options for all of them. And I got to that last one, and it was just nothing. It was just write down a name or leave it blank, pretty much. And, yeah.
Hey, one vote, Clayton Rickman. Might be the next surveyor.
Might be.
Maybe. All right. So let's transition into our next segment. For the gamers, OG Fortnite is back. Not just for this, what we anticipated, which was November to about the end of November, around-ish. December 3rd? All right.
November 3rd, December 3rd.
November 3rd, December 3rd. So a month. Now we have a leak that Fortnite OG might be returning permanently. And I am also sorry, everyone is slamming lockers outside. So it might be a little loud, but MJ, you had the tweet pulled up. Would you like to read it for us?
Yes, so a trusted news source, HypeX, on Twitter, posted breaking Fortnite OG returns permanently in December. So this would be, currently we're in Chapter 2 of Fortnite from November 3rd to December 3rd. This would be after that. All Chapter 1 seasons, Season 1 through 10, will return monthly. Each month from, I guess, December, 10 months, December to...
Yeah, it's 10 months from
December to
December, so that'd
October,
be
something like that.
October, yes.
Each month there will be a new season, Season 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10. Will return monthly. Only OG loot and supports both builds and zero builds. It'll be announced at the finale or the Game Show Awards later this month.
All right.
that's so hype.
Isaiah, your thoughts on this massive leak from HypeX?
Well, this leak is actually crazy. I can't believe it got out. But it's definitely going to bring back a lot of the OGs that gave up on it late Chapter 2 into Chapter 3. Like, I almost did, and my friend in Florida, Mason, did. But so far, like, just this season, Chapter 2, it's when I started playing, and it's been so crazy. Because I have been actually sick. I have the prednisone in my backpack to prove it. I've actually been sick this week. I did not just stay home to play Fortnite. I promise.
It's debatable. But.
But this league is pretty crazy. And it's definitely going to be very fun to see all the old seasons come back.
So, I didn't actually start Fortnite close to OG season. I started way late. I didn't play Fortnite for a long time. It was actually you guys that pretty much got me into it. And so I've actually enjoyed it a lot, especially when the OG seasons have been coming back. I've been playing a lot with y'all. It's been super lit. And from the sounds of it, I'm excited. Like, to have never played it before, hearing y'all tell all the like stories and like just different things you can do, all the different mechanics and stuff to the game where you can break it and stuff. Like, this just sounds lit. It sounds like a lot of fun. And I played Rocket League that's the most I've ever played of an epic game. So getting into Fortnite, like, I've been playing that a lot recently too. But shout out Snoop Dogg, his Cadillac's on Rocket League right now. So yeah, I know we're not talking about Rocket League, but anyways, yeah, I'm excited about it and definitely looking forward to playing with you guys.
Sure, yeah, I agree. I'm also super excited. I've had a great time. Fortnite OG's been out for a couple days already, this chapter 2, and I've had such a great time playing with you guys. And shout out Kyler Carpenter for absolutely carrying us.
Yeah, we do have to shout out Kyler, because without him, we are probably still trying to get a win. Actually, no, the first night we all stayed up, us three. Minus Gage, we did get some wins, and I was really proud of ourselves.
We've had some difficulty since then. Whenever we need a win, we call up Kyler, tell him to get on. Respect to him for getting us wins. I'm looking forward to OG. I am a season 1 OG. I played back in October 2017, like a month after the game came out, and like they brought back OG seasons 1 through 5 last year, and I mean, it was cool. It was good for the time, but it was just such a short period, a month, and I'm 10 months of OG Fortnite. I'm looking forward to it. The nostalgia, everything about it is going to be great. Looking forward to playing it with you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun.
As a season 2 OG, did not start where MJ started, but you guys kind of touched on everything I was going to touch on with how excited, and this is huge for the game. I mean,
it's really big.
I mean, this is probably what Fortnite needed to do, because they were struggling. I mean, we can all admit the last few seasons are or have been very underwhelming, I would say. I mean, no one liked the cars. I mean, I think you can bring enough people back to maybe skyrocket Fortnite again. And I think that's what their plan is. So I will be playing it. I hope everyone else does. I assume most of you will. I think it's going to be a fun time for all of us. And, yeah, I really can't wait because, I mean, this is something I never thought would happen again. Being able to play the seasons that I grew up on. I mean, Season 2, Dusty Depot? Divot 2. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to Kyler carrying me in this too. But, yeah, I am stoked. I can't wait. And, yeah, I think it's time to make some picks. We've been rambling about games and stuff. So let's go from fictional games to professional games. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
And this is when Gage is going to prepare the questions for us.
Yeah, Gage is going to get the question box ready. And thank you to everyone who has dropped questions in the question box. We read them every episode. And yeah, so let's start with the games.
Again, keep asking questions. Keep writing them down. Put your name on it so we can give you a shout out. And
sure.
We definitely need more questions in the box. So we're looking forward to y'all's questions.
Gage might want to join us on this one. I'm just saying. For our first pick, we have the Broncos at 5-4 taking on the Chiefs, still undefeated at 8-0. The Chiefs are favored by 8 points.
All right. Want to let Gage start it off since he's a Chiefs fan?
I mean, I'll start it off. I mean, I obviously think the Chiefs are going to win. Again, I'll just kind of reiterate what I said before. I'm not saying that the Chiefs are just absolutely crazy because Mahomes definitely not playing at his peak. I said this last podcast, but I'll repeat it again. Like, he's not playing as good as everybody makes him out to be right now. But to be 8-0 still says something. With all the people that's been injured, with all the people that we've lost and we've had to pick up and whatnot, 8-0 is still really good for that. Chiefs are definitely winning. Broncos, they might be 5-4, but they ain't got nothing on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'll go next. I'm going to go a little bit different here. My picks last week, I kind of kept up with them. Kind of made me watch.
Yeah,
I did not do very good, but I think we're looking to turn it around. I really like Bo Nix. had a rough week against the Ravens. I think they bounce back. I think the Denver Broncos give the Chiefs their first loss. And as Russell Wilson says, Broncos country, let's ride. Give me the Broncos.
Goodness sakes. Well, I guess I'll follow that one up. I don't know. Bo Nix has been playing reasonably well for his rookie season. Obviously, Jaden Daniels is probably going to get rookie because he's him.
Stud.
Absolute stud for sure. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna take the safe pick. I'm gonna take the Chiefs to just go 9-0. But it should be a close game. I would like to see the Chiefs lose. I'm gonna be completely honest. I would love to see the Chiefs go 8-1 right here. But I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
I would have to agree with Isaiah and Gage. Last week, Patrick Mahomes has not had a great season. Last week, he did look much better. I think 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Much better.
Yes.
DeAndre Hopkins is looking like prime D-Hop.
Oh, absolutely.
Fifth round pick might be a steal.
I'm really looking forward to what I don't like the Chiefs at all, but I do like DeAndre Hopkins, and I'm looking forward to what he'll be able to do with Patrick Mahomes. I'm definitely taking the Chiefs in this one.
All right. Our next one, we have the Niners at 4-4, taking on the Bucks in Tampa Bay. The 49ers are favored by 6 points.
I'll start this one off. Monday night, I was very impressed with Tampa Bay. No Godwin, no Mike Evans. They looked good. Arguably could have won the game. They could have went for 2. Maybe a mistake.
They definitely should have went for 2.
Maybe a mistake, probably, I guess, because they lost. But I think Tampa is riding a momentum streak here, and I think they're going to pull it off against San Francisco and get back to 500.
I'm going to take that one too. I do think the Bucks looked so good with their biggest targets out. I think that if they would have went for 2, they probably would have won the game. I'm just going to be completely honest. Even though the 49ers are favored, they have not been looking that good. Although, with the potential return of Christian McCaffrey this week, that if he does actually play this week, it might be able to turn it around, but I still think the Bucks are going to take this one. Carry on and go 5-5 this week.
All right, so Gage basically did his Chiefs pick, so now it's just going to be us 3. So, MJ, what do you got?
I'm going to go with the 49ers in this one. Like you said, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, 2 crucial key pieces to that Bucs offense. They did play really well without him, but I don't know if they'll be able to maintain that momentum against this 49ers defense. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, I mean, they've got some elite talent on that defense, and I just think the 49ers will pull this one out.
All right. With our next one, we have Chance's Steelers at 6-2, coming off their bye week, taking on the Commanders at 7-2. Washington is favored by 2.5 points.
All right. I kind of want to go last year, Isaiah. I want to hear your opinion.
All right. Well, me first. I'll say Commanders have looked really good this season. Steelers have also looked surprisingly really good this season.
Ouch.
I'm sorry. It is kind of surprising, I will say.
Surprising to everyone but Steelers fans. Just saying.
Well, I think, in my heart, that the Steelers will be able to fend off the Commanders here. I think the Steelers' defense is a solid defense, and I think that TJ Watt on the edge is going to give Jaden Daniels a not very happy day. I think the Steelers are going to be able to pull this one out. So, Steelers can.
I'm also going to side with Isaiah on that one. I think the Steelers are gonna get one. I'm a Cowboys fan. If anybody didn't know, so there's nobody I'd love to see more. Love to see someone lose more than the Commanders in the NFC East. I mean, that would greatly. I mean, we're not looking great like that right now, but that would help our chances a lot. Jaden Daniels has been great, but I think TJ Watt, that offensive line, the Commanders' offensive line, have been shaky throughout the year, and I think TJ Watt gets the best of them this week.
Commanders' run defense, not very good. Steelers, obviously, a run-first team. You can really look at the Commanders' record. They are 7-2, but you can argue the Bears game. They should have lost. They almost lost to the Giants early in the year. I mean, that puts you as a 5-4 football team. Jaden Daniels has been phenomenal, and I'm not taking anything away from that. But coming off the bye week, Steelers get some key additions. I mean, Commanders get Marshawn Lattimore. But Steelers get some key additions that they desperately needed. I'm not saying they're superstars, but the Steelers needed something. I feel like the Steelers are going to ride the bye week, ride the win against the Giants, and I think we're going to pull it off in Washington to improve to 7-2.
All right, next
And
one.
Russell Wilson is a stud.
Wow, with that. Next one we got the Eagles at 6-2, in Dallas taking on the Cowboys at 3-5. The Eagles are favored by a touchdown.
I'll go last.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, yeah, that's fair. I'll go first this time. Eagles Cowboys, big divisional matchup. Eagles look strong. In my eyes, they're probably the most unbeatable team as of right now going into this week. I would say it's the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, the Chiefs, they look shaky at times. The Lions, it's probably the Lions, but the Eagles are close. I'm taking Philly to beat Dallas. Dallas does not look good, and yeah, I think Jalen Hurts picks apart his defense, and I have sources telling me that Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott, but we'll have to see it. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I'm going with the known factor here.
I'm also gonna take the Eagles. I don't think Cooper Rush, although he may play better than Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott is not very good of a quarterback this season. I'm gonna take the Eagles. CD's questionable to play. He'll probably still play, but whatever's bothering him probably won't be too much of a problem. But without Dak Prescott, or even with Dak Prescott, I'm still gonna take the Eagles on this one.
All right, Cowboys fan.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking rough this week. DeMarcus Lawrence is still on IR. Micah Parsons isn't playing. Deron Bland's still out. And, of course, the big news, Dak Prescott isn't starting this week. But we do have the best backup in the league, Cooper Rush.
It's rush hour, baby.
With Cooper Rush, I'm not sure how much we'll throw the ball down the field. So our run game is worrisome at times with old man Zeke Elliott in the backfield. So that can be scary. Of course, the Eagles' offense is super overpowered. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley. Our defense might have struggles there, but if we can stay in the game, if Cooper Rush can give us a chance at the end of the game, I feel like we'll have a chance to win. I'm picking the Cowboys in this one.
Especially if Saquon does another backwards hurdle.
That was
crazy.
that might be the most
insane.
athletic thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was impressive.
insane.
All right.
Okay, our final pick. The Lions at 7-1 taking on the Texans at 6-3 in Houston. The Lions are favored by 4 points, and I guess I'll start this one off because I haven't started one off. I'm going to take the Lions here. Obviously, the Texans are looking a little rough off that loss to the Jets. I feel really bad for CJ after that one. But yeah, I'm going to take the Lions. Like Chance said, he said the Eagles might be the most unbeatable team. But I do think it's the Lions. They have a very solid offense and a strong defense as well. I'm going to take the Lions in this one.
I'd have to agree with Isaiah on that one. The Lions have looked so good recently. Blew out the Cowboys. Blew out a lot of teams recently. I think they'll take this one. CJ Stroud had a rough week last week. They had a loss. I think they'll bounce back, but just not enough to beat the Lions. And I'm looking forward to another Dan Campbell trick play in that offense, maybe another hook and ladder, maybe another offensive lineman will score a touchdown this week. I always love watching their games. He's super creative in the offense, and he's got the pieces to create those plays. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta. They've got so many pieces. I think they get this one.
Mm-hmm.
In my eyes, I think Dan Campbell might be my favorite coach in the NFL. A guy the Lions fans wanted out for a long time.
Yeah.
He turns this ship around, basically. It's a whole, 180, I guess, for the Lions. And, I mean, this team is so fun to watch. They're a reason they're my Super Bowl pick. I feel like this is the year the Lions make the Super Bowl. And this team is so fun to watch. Probably their most impressive win at Green Bay. I mean, they dominated that game.
That was really.
I don't see it stopping. I'm taking Detroit, and we'll see how it goes. I never like when all three of the same guys pick the same team because it's usually cursed, but we'll see if it works out. All right, so we're going to transition into our last segment where we answer questions, and I think Gage has got them prepared, so we'll turn it over to him.
All right. Like I said before, drop the questions in the box. We need them. Put your name, get a shout out. So for the first one, we don't have a name. So for the first question, do we have a pet falcon?
Whoa, that's a random question.
No, I don't think
So-
we do not have a pet.
No,
falcon.
I don't. Yeah,
So-
I don't think we do.
Yeah, we definitely don't, and I knew we
Yeah.
didn't. And I chose this question because I wanted to elaborate on it more. Should we get a pet falcon?
That's
What's the
honestly-
ideas on that?
That's
Honestly,
the
that'd be
better
kinda fire.
question. I feel like the better question is, should we get a pet falcon?
And answer that is for sure.
How would we take care of it? Who knows? That seems like a problem once we get it.
Hey, if
So,
you
yeah.
want a pet falcon, go talk to your president, Lakin Fox. She'll do what she can.
Yeah. All right.
All right, for the next question, if you could choose your name, what would it be? A guy or a girl? Like, if you could choose your own name, what would it be?
So,
That's a good question.
do you want to do a guy and a girl, or you just want to just stick with the
Also nameless. Put your name down if you want to get a shout out.
I don't know. Should we pick both?
Let's No, I'll just pick a guy. I think picking my own girl name. I don't think I'll do that. For a guy, I don't know. This is not a question I've really thought about much. I don't know. I've been on a Friends kick for the longest time. It's my favorite show. I mean, Friends is awesome.
Friends is pretty awesome.
I think I could rock Chandler. It's close enough to Chance. I think Chandler would be a cool name.
That's
for
a
me.
good be a
That's a
Chandler.
good
I could
name.
be
You
a
could
Chandler, I feel
absolutely
like.
be a Chandler.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'd go Chandler.
Yeah.
And my dad, he wanted to name me something else, and I actually like that name a lot. He wanted to name me Hayden Christensen Mitchell, because he loved the prequels, the Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3, even though Hayden Christensen was only in 2 or 3. But still, in my personal opinion, I think the third Star Wars episode is the best. But I do like the name Hayden. I do know a couple people named Hayden, as I think everyone here does know.
Shout out to my boy Hayden.
But I like that name, but my mom won that debate, so. But I would pick Hayden. I like it.
Yeah, I think we all like first 3 Star Wars. I think it's good.
Yeah.
All right, so for the next question, MJ, you can also answer this. So this question is from Abby Tufts. See what happens whenever you put your name down.
Yeah.
Abby.
Shout out.
Abby.
What is your favorite food? MJ, we'll start with you.
We'll start us off. All right, I'd say some Bojangles fried
Bojangles,
chicken.
absolutely. We already know
Hey,
that.
I'm gonna put y'all on. Go to Bojangles, get a 5-piece chicken supreme combo. Hey, ask them to both size it. It's not really usually on the menu, but if you ask them to both size it, you can get an extra side besides the fries, and they'll upgrade your drink to a large. It's just maybe $1 extra. Get a Bo-Berry biscuit.
That's a fun fact.
Bro, I did
today.
not know that.
Fun
That's
fact
good.
today.
Hey,
Bro, of course
hey,
MJ would know it
Yeah,
though.
MJ would
Hey,
know.
make sure you get a Bo-Berry biscuit. Nobody wants
Yes.
that musty, soggy, normal biscuit. Make sure you trade that.
Blueberry.
Make sure you
I
trade that out.
got Bojangles last night.
And now Bojangles is on our heads. All right.
Yeah.
I had Bojangles for dinner.
All right, Isaiah, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is lasagna. I love lasagna. Like,
Okay.
it's so fire. There's a lady at my church that makes gluten-free lasagna, and it's the best lasagna I've ever had. I don't even know how she does it, but I love lasagna. Lasagna's sick.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to also kind of give a plug like MJ plugged Bojangles. This is probably a restaurant you guys really don't know, but it's actually here in Princeton. There's a restaurant on Mercer Street called Dabs. Wednesday, half-price wings. Those wings are the bomb. I absolutely love them, and that's by far my favorite food. Close second would be this filet mignon I had in Pittsburgh. It's cooked on a stone, 800 degrees. Very fun experience. So I would go with those two, but yeah, I'd probably lean towards Dabs.
That's lit. All right.
That's valid.
So this is the last box question. This is for Chance and Isaiah, and then I'm going to ask you a second question that goes along with it, MJ. But first for Chance and Isaiah, how do you think this podcast benefits the school? By Billy Bob Doofus.
Billy Bob Doofus.
Shout out Billy Bob Doofus, whoever you are. Good question.
That's definitely someone like Coy or something, I think. But I guess for the podcast, to benefit the school, I mean, we're going to be talking about pretty much everything. There's going to be school news. There wasn't much school news today, but
No.
next few weeks there's going to be some school news we're going to talk about. And I think it's a fun, unique way to kind of just get to know us more and kind of experience what it's like to do a podcast. They're so popular, and I've really enjoyed it so far. And yeah.
It's definitely been really fun, for sure. Like, it's basically free advertising for the school if you think about it. If you look at the logo, you can barely see the school logo in the top corner, but it's still there. So shout out to the school, obviously, for letting us do this. But yeah, it's a very fun experience, and I hope that through this you get to know the three of us and the guests we have on here better, and hopefully it'll give us an opportunity to get to know the students and the families of the school better as well.
Absolutely. So, real quick, MJ, your question about it is, how do you like the podcast, and do you think it is benefiting the school so far?
I definitely think it's benefiting the school. It's a great addition to the school. Last week's episode was really cool. I think a lot of people tuned in that we really didn't think were going to. And I'm looking forward to the future of the podcast. It is bright. They're already looking into new investments, ways to improve the quality of the sound and the podcast. So it's definitely bright. If you haven't already, go tune in on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss. They're going to drop weekly episodes. They've got a great list of guests, upcoming guests.
We did not pay him to say that.
No, he said that out of his own
Hey,
heart.
free plug.
Yeah, appreciate you.
I've already heard a couple of the guests that they're going to have on soon, and they incorporate things from athletics to politics, like a bunch of different things, as well as getting questions from the students here. I think it's all great, and it's good for our school.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you for saying that.
And me and Isaiah have had some discussions on subscriber goals. If we hit them by a certain mark, we might.
Should we say it?
No, we're not going to say it.
Okay,
We're going to leave it up. So please subscribe, and you probably see me and Isaiah doing some stupid stuff more than likely, which is the whole point of the show. So,
Yeah.
Gage?
All right, so to wrap this up, so instead of me doing a signature question, I actually handed it off to my boy MJ. I'm going to let him pull out Gage's signature question today, although it is his question from his heart. I think through this whole podcast, I think we all agree on the most important factor here, and that is OG Fortnite.
Yes.
MJ, what's the question, boy?
In honor of OG Fortnite, I want to know, what is your favorite all-time Fortnite skin? That could be one that you have in your locker. That could be one that you missed out on or that you really want. What is your all-time favorite Fortnite skin?
Man. My all-time favorite Fortnite skin, like.
They just said, they're I was joking.
All right. My all-time favorite Fortnite skin is probably the purple School Trooper. Like, not very many people have it at all. Like, I have a School Trooper, but I'm not OG enough to have gotten the purple School Trooper, which I wish I really had. Purple's my favorite color, and the School Trooper skin is very tough. But yeah, that's one I missed out on, and it's one that I really wish I had.
All right, Chance.
This is tough. I mean, I don't know how to put this. I'm not really invested in all the skins and stuff. I just picked ones that are like cool and I have sentiment to. For me, my favorite skin right now is I'd probably go with Midas. Gold Midas right now is probably my favorite. I've been rocking it all OG so far. I've enjoyed it. One I wish I could have got. I really wish I could have got the Ghoul Trooper. I didn't get that. That would have been nice to have, but I don't think I was OG enough for that. But
all right, and MJ, for your question, answer your own question.
yeah, what's MJ's
What
favorite?
is yours?
Put me on the spot. I was OG. There were a couple skins I missed out on. I don't know if it'd be my favorite skin of all time. If you guys didn't know, Chapter 2, I bought the Battle Pass. There was only 75 tiers instead of the traditional 100. And for some reason, I got the tier 73 out of 75. And if you guys didn't know, the Black Knight skin was tier 75.
Ooh.
For some reason, I didn't think to play more or buy tiers. And I have every single skin, every single thing in that Season 2 Battle Pass except the Black Knight. And that is one that I'll always regret.
Man.
That's tough.
I would feel bad too, in all honesty. But yeah. All right. So, if none of us have any more closing thoughts, do what?
You want me to ask a question?
Yes,
Sure.
I actually do.
Yeah, I want Gage to ask a question.
All right.
Gage's
Well-
signature question.
Well, I'll pull out Gage's signature question, then I was going to save this to next week, but I guess we'll go ahead and ask
Let's
it.
do that.
Yeah,
All right. What's the best advice you've ever received that has helped you a lot?
Oh, man.
Oh no!
I told you I was going to give you ones out the gate that you're going to have to think about a little bit. They don't know what this is. They give them a little bit to think about.
Man.
What is the best advice you've ever received that's helped you a lot?
I don't know. I mean, This is a tough one to be put on the spot like this. I like these questions a lot because it really makes me think. And I would say for me, I'm actually gonna be funny with this one because that's kind of the point of this podcast: be comedic.
Yeah.
Like I would say, probably I got this advice about 10th grade. You know me, I get overwhelmed easily by schoolwork. All of them will call me a sweat. For me, tomorrow's problem, greatest advice. It's not much, but you're worried about something. It's down the road. It's tomorrow's problem. It's not today's problem. You have your peripherals focused on today and not the future. Focus on the moment, and I think that helped me a lot.
Yeah, he says that he says that and has 2 weeks of work done ahead of time.
Well, that's my problem today. Tomorrow's problem might be 3 weeks away.
No, okay. If we're gonna be funny, the greatest piece of advice I've ever heard, Shia LaBeouf's Nike commercial when he said, "Just do it." No, I'm just kidding. For the best advice I've probably ever gotten, was from my 7th, 8th, and 9th grade English teacher when she said, "Just put God first in everything you do." That's probably the best advice I've ever forgotten. Shia LaBeouf is a close second.
That's a good second.
Yeah.
All right, MJ, as our guest, you get to answer it too, boy.
Plot twist.
On the spot again, plot twist.
I'm not really sure. Best advice I ever got.
That's helped you a lot.
It's helped me a lot. I'm not really sure. In honor of the upcoming election, I'll share a quote that I heard earlier this week. I already kind of touched on it earlier, but it's like Isaiah said. It doesn't matter who was in office. It was before the election. I heard it like a week before the election. So, it doesn't matter who's in office for the next 4 years in America. It matters who's on the throne in heaven. Yeah. And that's a great piece of advice to remember. No matter what difficulties we go through these next upcoming 4 years, we feel like we got the right president, but we're still going to go through trials, through difficulties, and we just got to trust in God and His will and His plan.
Yeah, I saw a post that kind of stuck with me a bit. It was on Instagram. It said, "No matter who is president, Jesus is king."
That's right.
And, I mean, obviously we got the outcome we wanted to kind of circle back to our first segment, but
Yeah.
I think that kind of sums up kind of what happened. I mean,
for sure.
Kind of got what was needed for the country in our eyes, and hopefully it works out. I mean, I hope all the American people can benefit from it.
We definitely need to continue praying for strength in the office and everything. Make sure God's will is really working through all of this. You know, we might have got the president what we want, but we need America great again. We need God's will to happen. So we definitely need to pray for everybody and make sure to pray for our president, help him to get through it all and fix what's broken for real.
Yeah. All right. Any of you guys got any closing remarks, or are we ready to head out of here?
Appreciate you guys having me on the episode.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back again.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Well, this was a fun episode. It's time to head out of here, get this thing published, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Chance Watkins Show featuring Isaiah Mitchell and
Chance Watkins Show.